Hey, what's happening? We back again. Hope everybody's enjoying their evening so far. Alright. So, what's good, everybody? So tonight, well, first, my name is Armalite, and we are on tonight's episode 104. Woo. And we're going to be talking a little bit more about this whole Destiny 3 plus the engine discussion that's been going on here as of as of late, pretty much for this past week. So, excuse me, trying to get better seated. Okay, so first of all, if this is your first time here, and hang on, let me crank this up just a bit. Okay, if this is too loud, let me know. I'll turn it down. So, anywho, if this is your first time here, this is Guardcast IRL, and basically a radio show where we talk about stuff relating to Destiny, and also it's hopefully one day will be an open hub for many to come and express their opinions, stuff like that. So, and I also have a link in the description for my Discord that you're more than welcome to join at any time, and it's open to the public. And I have it set up where you could have your elegies, all the good Discord stuff. Okay, so if you're familiar with it, you kind of know what that entails. Just like everybody else, I too have one. But let's see, let me speaking of Discord, I'm gonna drop this right quick. So I want to open up my Discord right quick, if it'll ever pop up. Hello. Are you going kaput on me? What the fuck? I guess it doesn't want to open up for me. What the hell? Or is it like updating or some shit? Probably. That's probably what the fuck's going on. Okay, so anyways, let's just move on. All right. First of all, we have, do a little house cleaning here. We have made it to the first 100 subscribers on my channel, which is really big for me. So all of you that have subscribed to the channel, I thank you so much. And I really look forward to, really putting more effort into this whole show thing. The idea is to be able to get it to Monday through Friday, and I understand there's not always going to be something to be talking about within Destiny at all times, but if I could at least try to figure out a way to conjure that would be great. And I think it would be a lot of fun, especially once we have a regular routine of guests to come on and start doing like call-ins and stuff like that. Which the cool part is my call-ins are all free, so you don't have to pay me none or none of that shit. So anyways, basically back to the topic here, and allow me, I don't know where exactly I kind of want to start at, so I guess we'll kind of start here. So I'm gonna switch over to this scene, and then let's get the web screen. Here we go. Okay, so this is kind of how it basically pretty much started out. I thought about doing like maybe a reactionary stream on Dado's most recent video, because like I said, there's a lot of discussion about between what's going on. Like, you know, the servers are having a lot of issues, you know, people are having a lot of issues within the game. It's very frustrating. So naturally there's going to be this discussion of, well, you know, the engine is just shit and Bungie needs to rebuild Destiny in another engine. And people are talking about, you know, making a Destiny 3 and all that good stuff. Well, recently, as of today, just a few hours ago, Dado put out a video basically kind of talking about this whole topic, right? And I thought about doing like a reaction thing, but since he just put out the video, I don't think it would be fair for him for me to try to take away anything. Not like I would hurt anybody, because like literally not a whole lot of people watches my channel just yet. So, and he's got like over 1 million subscribers, so he'll be okay. But out of respect, you know, I'm not going to, you know, play his video on my stream. But I did watch the entire thing, which he made a lot of really good points. And so I would like to have an opportunity to actually kind of go over some of the things that he talked about, but more or less this is going to be more focused on the community itself, you know, what people are saying. But to really start out, we'll kind of echo what he was talking about. So if you haven't seen the video, I do have a link to the video in my description. It'll take you straight there. You won't have to hear me rant and ramble or complain or nothing. You just go to his channel and you can find it if you haven't seen it already, obviously. But I did put a link in it to that video. So I guess the real big takeaway from what was being said is mainly like, okay, a lot of these people are making these takes about the whole Bungie needs a new engine and all this other good stuff, and it's like people like tend to act like they're experts on the internet. You know, it's the internet, dude. The internet is full of experts. It's everybody knows what the fuck they talking about apparently on the internet, and you have to treat it as such. It's the fucking internet, man. People are going to say shit and have their opinions. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody's fucking got one. So, but he wanted to point out about how you saying that Bungie needs a new engine or needs to rebuild an engine or whatever it is, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about, and they don't need to be responding in that sort of way. Basically talking outside, I guess, talking outside your pay grade or outside of your expertise. And of course you have the people that think that they know what the fuck they're talking about, but trust me, it's almost like that old saying of the customer is always right, which if any of you have ever worked in any kind of field about anything, where especially if you have customers, which most likely is going to be everybody, no, that's not always the fucking case. The customer is not always right. And I feel like a lot of people tend to downplay what really goes on behind the scenes. So I'm looking at it as, okay, maybe like in my own experience, I have, in real life, I'm, well, I guess you could say I'm a mechanic, but it's more of, I'm more of a mechanic apprentice. It's more of, I don't have all those knowledge and skills just yet, but I'm learning. I kind of did the old fashioned way, just kind of walked into a shop and I was like, hey, can I have a job? I was working at a factory and I fucking hated it. So I was like, dude, I'm just going to try something else. And so I did. And over the past, few years that I've been there, I have learned a thing or two. And even when it comes to, the customers, they don't always know what they're talking about. So Dado was talking about, using, mechanic talk to try to make a point, which, he did a decent enough job to kind of put it out there. The whole putting a motor on a motorcycle, I mean, you can do that. It's actually not too difficult, but if you know what you're doing, kind of one of my sayings I like to use. But at the same time, it's they, for example, people try to use the whole, well, I have a car and I drive that car all the time and I know when it's fucked up, so I should be able to state my opinion on that. It's like, well, yeah, sure, you can state your opinion, but it doesn't mean you know what the fuck is going on. I mean, we get people that, okay, for an example, here's a really good example. It might be sway into someone else's favor, but it's decent. So let's say you got a vehicle that, you just got done washing, right? And you know this car inside and out. You've had it for like 13 years, and you take it, get it washed, you vacuum out the whole car, make it look good. Well, once you get it all put back together, all cleaned up, you're getting ready to leave, you put your key in the ignition, you start the damn thing, and it don't start. Okay, well, obviously you could tell there's something fucking wrong, right? Just like in the games. Well, when, servers are bad and stuff like that. Well, you can have an opinion on what is wrong, sure, but eventually you're going to get that car towed, unless if you know what you're doing. You're going to get that car towed. It's going to cost you like $60, right? Or more, depending on where you live, obviously. But you're going to have that thing towed to an actual mechanic. And they take a look at it and come to find out, while they check it and they try to test it, it doesn't start. Well, quickly take a look. Well, you got your damn floor mat pushing down your damn accelerator pedal, and it's to the fucking floor, and that's the reason why your car won't start. But you didn't know that. The mechanic had to figure that one out. Now that's just a low ball, like somewhat of an example, but just because you may have an idea, but it doesn't mean exactly you know what's going on, and it always seems to be the people that have never been in the field, or they think, oh, well, I've read a bunch of books and I've drawn a lot, I've done this and that, very mediocre stuff, but never went to school. And trust me, I got a high school diploma, that's it. I ain't got shit, so, but I could kind of sympathize on, I understand, like, if Bungie finds it a little frustrating that a bunch of these people, especially on Twitter, which I find the whole Twitter debacle, people trying to, have debates and stuff, it just doesn't work very good. Hopefully, like, this whole charade I'm trying to put together, maybe one day that'll be a great place for people to come and have discussions, debates, whatever the fuck it is. But now, Dado did say, Bungie doesn't need your, they don't need your, not really, like, what how do you put it? It was, Bungie doesn't need your opinions, or they could, you can let them know what is wrong with the game, but don't tell them how to fix it. Which I can kind of sympathize with that, because it's like, you know, I get a customer, I'm working on their car, and they're trying to tell me how to fix their car, and they don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. Like, I get it. Somebody that doesn't know, you know, but oh, I drove for all my life. That doesn't mean that you know how to work on a car. Just like now, like, oh, because you read a bunch of books and you drawn a lot and you've done maybe something on the side here and there. Oh, now you're a gaming expert. Just let Bungie do Bungie. Okay. So, but that's just kind of my thinking. But mainly I want to be here and I want to go down a rabbit hole, and it's about to get really fucking interesting. So, but like I said, this is kind of the start of it. I did have it in my description, or in my title, data vid. I didn't want to use that because I was like, well, I'm not really going to show the vid. I think that would be kind of misleading, so I took it out. But that's basically kind of the start of it all. So, but we have certain characters that are within our community that tend to make things a little more difficult sometimes. But one of the topics here, let's see, where should I start? Like, okay, so basically there's a guy that he does YouTube videos as well. I don't really have much of an opinion. It's more of very negative all the time, but I'm still trying to figure out like what his angle is, right? So anyways, someone brings this up to his attention. You know, for the past few days he's been on this rant about engines, or the Bungie's engine, the Tiger engine, and possible Destiny 3 and stuff like that. So, but let's see, his basic response at first is, as if Data's Destiny says people are conflating server issues with the engine. That is dumb, but that's a straw man. That's not why Destiny needs a new engine. Destiny needs a new engine for all the reasons Bungie employees have outlined every time something doesn't work since D1. And that's like I said, we're going down a rabbit hole here. From D1 to the infamous DTR podcast clip of "Our tools are hard to work with," to as recently as April, the engine has always been Bungie's go-to excuse for why something can't be done / work, or why things need to be taken away that people have paid for. And hippie, she put something out talking about the disadvantage of an older, uniquely created engine is, well, you see, I mean, that's kind of like the only highlighted thing, because she's talking about she hears loud and clear and can promise they're doing everything they can. This is something like back in April 20th. So that was, what was that, just last week? But I guess this is a dunk, I guess. I don't know. So something you inevitably won't reply to when a company spends the better part of the decade blaming their tools. What exactly is the conclusion the community is supposed to draw when things feel like they're coming apart at the seams? I'll make a multiple choice. So, and I guess he goes on, developer compatibility due to demolished team size and lack of veteran devs because of their project of other projects. B, bugs in the code. C, the tools Bungie has said time and again get in the way of their ability to do basically anything anytime something goes wrong. And D, all the above. And I'm assuming he's going to D, all the above. So he also makes a point of, let's see, basically talking about like a good craftsman never blames his tools, as blaming your tools means either you lack skill or that you chose your tools poorly because the lack of experience in school and skill to choose correctly. Hey, Zero, what's good, boy? What's good? Okay, so anyways, okay, let me see if I can make this work for going off of what he's talking about. A good craftsman never blames his tools. Okay, let's say you actually purchase yourself a PC, right? You get a PC and you're trying to put in a piece, and it has a Phillips head screw. So you take your Phillips head screw, and for some weird fucking reason, I don't know why, the tip of the screw breaks. Okay, so now you have a broken screwdriver, which in my line of work, I've seen that you can still use that tool for other things, but you can't really be able to remove that screw anymore that's inside your PC. So what do? Do you just throw out the entire PC? No. Most likely you're just going to get another screwdriver. So, but I feel like it's basically conflating with, well, the tools are kind of what's getting in the way, but maybe what the community is trying to ask for is beyond their limitations. So that's not what the engine is for, right? You have these high expectations, right? Can't call it good to see you, bro. What? Boy, don't even come in here with that attitude. Okay, so the idea that Destiny needs a D3 with a new engine is not something the community came up with on a whim. It's an inevitable outcome of a decade of Bungie blaming the engine and the piss poor handling of D2, a game that was only ever intended to have a 2-year lifespan. And I guess he brought some receipts, I guess. Let's see, when D2 launched 3 years ago, we had no idea that in 2020 we had announced a new trilogy of expansions. Among other 2020 surprises we did not anticipate at the time. We thought Destiny's 2 arc would look a lot more like Destiny 1, a couple of expansions, and then a sequel. Okay, so that would have been Round Beyond Light time, and before that was Shadowkeep, and around that time, that's when Activision and Bungie separated, right? So I'm taking this as like it'd look more like Destiny 1. I guess like they didn't think that they were going to go as far, but they probably made the decision just to keep going. So I guess if Activision was going to stick around, then yeah, we would have seen a Destiny 3 by this point in some sort of way. Let's see, what's this? Oh, I guess products. I guess the definition, or yeah, okay. That has exceeded its lifespan many times while having an MMO bolted onto it. People don't need to be game devs to take that Bungie has stated if the tool sucks, use a different tool. This is common sense 101. Yeah, you use a different tool, but does that mean you throw out the entire PC? do you take your project or whatever it is that you're working and throw it out? But literally, like, okay, if you break your tool, you just get a new tool. Well, and that isn't that what they're kind of doing here? Maybe. Let's see. Someone replies, game engines can cause several issues too. Happens a lot in Path of Exile, specifically when super dot builds or cast loop builds break engine limitations and cause server crashes. A million and one things can cause server issues, like servers they have running for years. I simply don't find server issues to be compelling of an argument. Okay, so almost with that, it's more like nuh-uh. I mean, that's kind of all I'm getting out of that. Okay, so let's see. This is a Destiny hot take. This is from the Destiny show. I'm guessing they've decided to weigh in as of, I believe, yesterday. Yeah, it would have been yesterday. But they were basically, I bookmarked this because it's kind of almost on the same lines of basically before all of this kind of went down, talking about, I guess it's kind of simultaneously, because I'm pretty sure the reason why Dado put out his videos because of all the conversation that's been had over the past basically week, or week plus, because we've been having real server issues here as of late. Let's see. And this is talking about like a Bungie matter or unannounced type of video game. I want a new Destiny. I would rather Bungie focus on the franchise we love and want versus different and untested. I want a bigger, more ambitious Destiny. Bungie can build more with the franchise we call home for 10 years. Which, of course, you know, I mean, I don't see that being that bad of a thing. You know, you want to keep playing Destiny, of course. You don't want Destiny to finally come to an end and then that's it, right? So the time and resources put into the unannounced could have been the next big Destiny after Final Shape. 12-man raids, new Crucible, new planets, dedicated servers, new engine, new game modes, space battles, clan wars, diversifying, not believing fully in Destiny. Let's see. Ask yourself this: would you realistically split your time playing Matter and Destiny? I doubt that. The potential of Destiny is bigger than Matter. If you split your talent into two projects, your effort for each game will be lessened. 2025 could have been Destiny 3. Look, I love Bungie. I've been a Bungie fan since Halo, but I don't want a whimsical game. I want more space magic. I want more of the game I fell in love with in 2014. I want the Destiny that I know Bungie is capable of bringing us, yet they seem too scared to go all in. Okay. But like I said, this was basically a lot of the conversation prior to all that. And feel free to chime in anytime in the live chat too. All right. I'll interact with you and all that good stuff. Okay, let me kind of go back here. Now the real fun begins, right? Let's see. This is, why not? Let's go here. Let's see. This is basically daily thread rant Wednesday. So somebody puts a Destiny rant basically. and they place some rules that are pretty simple, and everybody puts in their hot takes and stuff. So I guess we can go down this rabbit hole a little bit, because I know if I go back to the Twitter one, we're going to be going down a whole ass rabbit hole. It's going to take forever, and I might get lost. I might not come back. You might lose me. Let's see. This was actually only 3 hours ago. Okay. Please remove armor from dares or allow some sort of focusing. I really want the old armor system back where you could upgrade module other class armor, because holy shit, it kind of sucks to level other classes sometimes. I really just want more chases for raid exotics. Okay. So it looks like a lot of this is guns, and 85 exotic guns for Guardian rank 9 is too many. I've been an on and off player since D1 2014 and have a majority of exotic guns and armor and all other challenges done. Why is it 30 armor for rank 10 but 85 guns for 9? That's fucking stupid. Okay. It's too hard. I'm rank 6. I really could give a fuck. I don't care. Like, I mean, yeah, I might get a wild hair in my ass and decide, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and get at least a 7, you know, maybe, or accidentally trip over 7. Like, oh, look what I found. But I'm not going to sit here and try to get to 11 just so, you know, I feel like I have a seat at the table. Oh, this kind of goes off. So we're going to go back and definitely go down this rabbit hole, because this is basically the topic. The other one is just basically like random shit. I seen a couple things that were talked about. That was a whole lot of, you know, that had some dado talk about his video and all that good stuff. But yeah. Yeah, you hear me, Zero? Yeah, that's right. Preach. Let's see. Elitist Dado is out. Community menace Dado is in. I love watching Dado tell people to shut the fuck up is consistently his best content. Okay. Let's see. Based AF video. If you didn't catch it at the end, he says if you still think you have the solution, he has a link to the in the description for you. The link takes you to Bungie career page. That is true. So yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, you know, everybody has an opinion. You know, they're like assholes. Everybody's got one. So porting to a new engine is a year-long effort. If you want the game to sit in this state for that long, then an engine would make sense for you. However, no one is going to wait 2 years for the same game to come out. Well, yeah, but I got a feeling that they've already pretty much stated that they're not going to do that, but who knows? Let's see. There will always be those people in the community, in any gaming community, that think that they know how to do a dev's job better than them, even though most of these people are probably high school dropouts that only talk crap to make themselves feel better. Well, I don't know about all that, but you know, some people are just like, hey, it's kind of like that same argument, you know. It's like, hey, I've been driving this car for 15-20 years and I put gas in it almost every few days, so I know what I'm talking about. I know my car. Well, of course you know what the problem is, and that's the reason why you take it to a professional to have it fixed, right? But you can claim that, like, oh yeah, I know. No, you don't. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Sorry, I pressed a couple buttons. I think honestly, man, Bungie gonna shock everyone with Destiny 3. It's going to be epic. It, you know, if they do, yeah, they're gonna shock the shit out of everybody. They're like, what? But at the same time, even then, you know, yeah, that would make those people that we need these things correct. That's true. But I don't know. It's more of like some people try to put themselves in a position that they just don't know what they're talking about half the time. Unless if they like have that background, you know, somebody that actually has worked in a gaming development area. Let's see, there's valid criticism of the state of the game right now, and Dato's video hits the mark of acknowledging how bad the stability is, while also just pointing out how ludicrous people's solutions to Bungie's problems are. True. Let's see, porting to a new engine is a... I already read that one. Wake up babe, new opinion just dropped. There's always there will always be those people. I've read that. Let's see, where are the feisty ones? Where are they all at? I've been saying they should have a new engine for years now. The problem is that it's not something that happens overnight, and even with Sony's budget to help Bungie, it's just not worth it until they look at making Destiny 3, which is, as far as I'm aware, isn't happening for a long time. Well, that's basically like, if you're trying to convince Bungie, the only way they would be able to do it is they've been working on it for years already in the past, like the past few years, which is kind of hard to really justify if that's the case. Are we really going to sit here and be like, oh my god, we're going to get another Destiny, you know, because some people think that you could literally just take Destiny 2 and put it in another engine, and it's like, nah, that's not how it works. You know, it doesn't work like that. It's like, oh, I'm just going to take the pistons and the piston rings out of this engine and put it in this random engine and see if it works. Yeah, you might be able to get it to fit, but it's probably not going to work very long. I don't know. Okay, let's see. I had my bookmarks. See what else. Okay, so I did see this one. See, Dado literally says to stop pretending like you know what is best for the game. This guy has been doing exactly that, advocating for a D3 for years now, and literally thinks that anyone who disagrees is nothing other than a psychopathic and brain dead. At the very least, Dado actually puts in the effort to talk to people and gain an understanding of what game development entails in terms of an engine. Joker has seemingly only researched things that prove Bungie's hypocrisy to better back up his arguments for Destiny 3. Which, you know, we're not going to sit here and act like Bungie is like all perfect either. You know, obviously not. It's ran by humans, and us humans are imperfect. We are not perfect. So let's see if there's anything fresh to talk about. They now have a decade of learning. They now definitely know what Destiny is a game, something they didn't know back then. Believe it or not, they know what their content pipeline looks like. Just a new foundation for a game to be built on would be night and day. I just, nah, I don't. I'm sorry. It's almost like that. Oh, but it would be so easy. Just press a button. That's all it is. Just press that button. Ugh. The amount of new bugs, issues, and development from learning a new engine is just not worth it. Okay, let's say Bungie actually does that. Let's say, fuck it, we're going to make a Destiny 3 and we're going to put in Unreal Engine 5. Hell, by whenever they do, let's say we're going to say Unreal Engine 7. All right, yeah, we're going that far out, right? So Bungie goes ahead and does all that and then decides, or once they get it up and running and launched and everybody's like, well, this game is shit. Like, everything is all buggy. And what's wrong, Bungie? You can't do your job. Well, it's like a bunch of Karens. I apologize if your name is Karen, but hey, I didn't name you that, so I apologize. But I don't. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Like I said, this guy, like, particularly, I mean, I'm still trying to get a read on him. Mainly it seems more negative towards the game for some reason, which I just don't get it for some. Besides, like, the only logical way I could think of is like, hang on, let me check. Getting messages all of a sudden. Okay, let me check my. I was going to try to have a guest on tonight, so I wasn't here just talking to myself. Let's see. Okay. I just got out of work. Damn it. But tomorrow, however, I have a topic for you. I saw browsing Twitter. One of the Destiny Twitters asked, do we need D3? Which I actually... We're already talking about that right now, bro. Like, I sent it to you. What the fuck? I'm just kidding. But yeah, back to this guy. Let's see. Reassure all content then is new content, and that's the reason they do it. Reissue all content, make new content. Okay. The reason they had to get content, Bungie talks about how they consistently dealing with and trying to upgrade issues in the engine in their yearly DLC revenue reveal stream. Have you not been paying attention for the last decade? No one is debating that Bungie blames their tools. I feel like this is like the only thing I could really see about this is it's very, you know, you're kind of taking what Bungie says at face value. Yeah, like almost you can't see what, you can't think beyond what's in front of you, right? It's odd. It's like, okay, so you take their word for at their word, but they're not going to spill all their beans. You know, they're going to give you little snippets here and there, but they're not going to sit here and just give it all to you at the same time. The reason we read that. Are you new to Destiny? Okay. DTR podcast. Bungie's head of engineering. Okay. All of the D1 issues. Okay. So cherry picking is a thing, I guess. I mean, that's really all that it kind of boils down to, right? About it. So let's see. I like to try to move away from Joker and start I wish I had enough time to be able to find where a lot of these other people are talking. Unless if I just go to Data's video, or not video, but I don't know if he's gonna have anything on his page. Uh-huh. Oh yeah. Bungie hasn't said a single thing about anything, and that's where we as a community draw the line. It's unacceptable, and it's honestly a bit immature coming from Datto, and I want to know what other people are thinking in regard to this Datto situation, and what the future is going to look like. The Destiny 2 community without Datto, potentially. I think it is possible that we could prosper without these toxic content creators injecting their bad takes into this community. Maybe it's time for Bungie to invite permanent members from r/DTG to the summits instead of content creators who play the game for 8 hours a day, who are NDA bound and aren't able to form their own opinions. Oh man, wow, he swung a little too hard on that one. I mean, okay, so yeah, like sometimes it could kind of feel like, you know, a lot of the content creators out there, you know, especially the big ones, you know, there's this, I don't know, this kind of attitude towards, you know, I play this game all the time, so I know what's best. But come on, I mean, they want what's best for Destiny just as much as everybody else, and they actually, a lot of them provide good insights to the game. You know, they give us the information that we sought for, and so it's not like it's all that bad. As videos tomorrow. Oh, and another thing, tomorrow we're going to be talking. I've already got it set up and we're going to do it, but tomorrow night stream we're going to be talking about the Guardian games that starts next reset, and I'm telling you that is going to be probably, from what I've seen, Bungie put out a post, I believe it was today or yesterday, whenever they did, but it was actually like they brought some new different changes, not a whole lot, but you know, they somewhat changed it up, but it's basically the same thing as last year. But I think it's more of like the environment of the landscape, where a lot of people are going to be on their Titans and they're going to want to win it for this year. And I'm going to be here to tell you it's game on when it happens, because I'm going to play the shit out of it. And most likely that's what I'm going to be doing all next week, is I'll just stream the game, and we're going to have basically kill confirm is supremacy, I believe that's what it's called, that they're bringing that so you can actually play, and then you can play, like I'm playing as, you know, I'm a hunter main, and if I match make, I'm going to be with other hunters, right? And Titans are on, you're going to go up against either Titans or Warlocks, whatever combination you want to go about it. But yeah, they're going to separate all the classes out when you're playing supremacy, which yeah, I'm kind of like on the line of, I want the Titans to win, but you're going to fucking earn it, that's for damn sure. So I hope that's all I matchmake with all next week when I'm playing supremacy, because I'm an old codhead. I loved playing kill confirm. That was like one of my favorite matches besides TDM, but kill confirm, I loved it. And supremacy, if that's a lot like that, which I played a little bit, I guess I think they've had it here in Destiny 2 at some point a long time ago, but it's same concept, right? So, but yeah, it's, y'all want it, you're gonna have to earn it. and I'm probably going to be the only one with that fucking attitude. Everybody else is like, nah, man, I'm going on my Titan. So you'll be seeing a lot of Titans fighting each other. My argument is not Destiny needs a new engine. I'm only clarifying why it's people's go-to because Bungie themselves propagate that issue. I believe Bungie could make Destiny 3 on Tiger, but do so understanding isn't, or it's an MMO, not a 2-year life cycle game, and that would fix a lot. Okay, so the claim is that it's an MMO and not a 2-year life cycle game, which Destiny has been going for a lot longer than just 2 years, and they've been expanding on it quite a bit over the years. So, but I guess the claim is and that would fix a lot. Okay, believe me, bruh. I mean, that's all I'm kind of getting out of it. So anyways, okay, enough of all this Twitter nonsense. You see, I kind of wanted to be able to kind of analyze and kind of see what people are talking about when it comes to this kind of stuff, you know, whatever the topic may be. But I'm sorry, but trying to have debates on Twitter or arguments, it's not a good, it just doesn't work. It really doesn't. You know, it's sad, and hopefully, you know, maybe that way one day this channel will be able to change that a little bit. You know, at least give a place for those who actually want to have a conversation and not just try to sit here and dunk on each other all fucking day and night. You know, that's basically all I'm reading is like everybody's trying to dunk on each other instead of trying to hear each other out and try to actually have a conversation. And that's the problem. I think that's the biggest problem, is that nobody wants to actually have a conversation. Just people want to blur out whatever it is, turn around and ignore everything, or try to dunk on each other. I mean, that's basically all I see. Now, my site could be very narrow, and a lot of the conversations could actually be had, let's say, on Reddit, but I got a feeling Reddit ain't any better, to be honest. So, but yeah, so the whole Destiny drama back again. Especially when it comes to, you know, server issues and shit like that. You know, it's always doom and gloom when it comes to this kind of stuff. You know, whenever the servers are having issues or player counts down, you know, oh my god, it's Destiny is dying. It's dying. It's just Bungie. Can't make everybody happy. I actually been playing for the past couple days. I was kind of on a hiatus for a bit. I was playing Ark Survival for some fucking reason. I decided that I just needed to, you know, have an escape, and then try to come back a couple times, but you know, life. But for the past couple nights I've been able to play. Tonight I got to play a little bit of Iron Banner. I've noticed, like, really, like, I haven't seen a whole lot of like real server issues. It's more of like the audio. You can really tell there's something quirky going on with the audio. I haven't really had like Destiny 2 contacting servers, but this is all anecdotal, by the way. I'm not saying like my experience hasn't been that bad, so yours is no longer valid. That's not what I'm doing. It hadn't been that bad. I've noticed that some shit, like, I'm playing on my PS5, so I would expect I've expected that my PS5 loads things much faster than it was on my PS4, but here as of late, sometimes depending on where I'm going, it takes a little while, and I have noticed that. So it's kind of an inconvenience in certain aspects, but it hasn't made Destiny unplayable by any means. At least for me. Like I said, that's just my experience. Your experience may be completely different, and that's okay. It's okay. I don't want anybody losing their shit over it. So anyways, we're getting close to that 1 hour mark, and I think I'm done bitching and complaining. So, but tomorrow I would like to have a discussion a little bit about the Guardian games, how people feel about it. So feel free to bring your hot takes, especially if you've made it this far into the video. Like I said, if you want more information about really kind of that way, you kind of have a better idea of what I've been talking about, and you haven't seen Dato's video, I left a link to that very video in my description, so it'll take you right to it. And it's like it's a little over 20 minutes. But yeah. Anyways, I think I'm going to get the hell out of here, and I hope y'all enjoy the rest of your evening. We will see you tomorrow night for another stream here at Guardian Talk, Guardcast IRL. I'm trying to remember the damn name. I'm out of practice, bruh. So until we meet again, Guardians, you keep it classy.